Hey everyone, this is Germany of the East, and time for a quick channel update. So, first, a few things. Now, first of all, I'm sorry that I haven't been getting the Final Fantasy 9 Let's Play out there since I have the recent episode recorded and all that, but I haven't had the chance to actually post it, much like I would normally do with my Death Battle reactions, since those are really quick. But with my Final Fantasy 9 Let's Plays, there are times I have to cut some of the footage so that I can cut down on the time so there's not enough blank space, and there's times where I'm not even talking, I'm just trying to get some stuff done on the side, and I just didn't want to stop recording and just combine all these footages together. So I'll try to get those episodes out as I can, and as I stated before, these are coming out whenever I can get them out, so be patient. I will try to get some, at least one of them, out by sometime in June. Now, speaking of June, E3 is coming up, and things are going to be a little bit different this year. And if you haven't known by now, or if you already do, Sony is not doing a E3 presentation this year. They're not doing a press conference. They've pretty much left E3. Which, okay, if they weren't going to do a press conference, that's understandable. Do something like Nintendo, but they're having no presence at E3 this year at all. And with that said, it makes me wonder what am I going to do for E3 reactions, considering that E3, Sony's been my favorite to watch every year, and they're the ones I always make an exception for to do a reaction, whether it be something like between them and Nintendo. Nintendo is always a must. That I will always try. Now, whether they do a state of play like they've been doing recently for E3, that's up in the air, or if they're going to do something not related to E3 but still something around that time, is left to be up in the air. I didn't do Microsoft last year because I didn't think there was much to talk about, but I was shocked at what we saw last year, so maybe I'll do Microsoft this year to make up for that. There's also the Ubisoft and the Square Enix conferences. Ubisoft I also skipped over last year because, again, there wasn't much to talk about that year. I think there was also trying to avoid any type of audio copyright strikes on that because they use copyrighted music and all that. Square Enix I will still do because we are going to get news about the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which don't know if it's going to be specifically at their press conference, but we are going to get news about it sometime during E3, so I'm going to be on the lookout for that. And we got Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC coming on the horizon, so I'm hoping to see something during those press conferences if they're not already being shown at other conferences, because that's what they kind of do. They have their games shown off at other the conferences, and then much later, boom, they're just showing the same trailer again at their press conference, which I don't know why they still do that. Maybe not everyone can make it to the conferences or something, but there's still a chance people will see them. I mean, they're being streamed online for a reason. Nintendo, I will always do a reaction when I can't get the chance. But the problem this year, well, I've got a job, so I can't watch it live as I normally did beforehand, because I work during the hours that it will be going up. But much like the state of play, which, if you didn't notice, I pretty much did late at night, which I think for some it would make me feel like I did this after aired, which is not the problem. I had a complete media blackout during when the state of play eventually aired, and I kept myself completely in the dark, which I wanted to keep my reactions just all around natural. And that's what I'm trying to do for Nintendo's, but trying to keep myself in the dark for 4 hours while not trying to go through YouTube and then watch the direct after it happened is going to be a very challenging task, especially on my phone, to keep everything on Do Not Disturb and not even look at anything. That is going to be a difficult task for me. But Other than that, I can't really think of what else is going to be coming up at E3 this year. I might still try to do reactions for maybe the State of Play. No, not State of Play, the Treehouse event. Might do that. Who knows? But if this starts coming up with less and less of the conferences showing up at E3, or if my job gets in the way of me actually doing the conferences, Square Enix's will be a must because I'm going to be off of work by the time that happens, so I'll have myself prepared by then. Everything else, I'm working. If you guys really want me to get my thoughts on E3's conferences, I'll do a post reaction and give my thoughts on each of the games that were revealed. But if this keeps up, I might have to cut off the reactions entirely. And that's the sad part of it all, that I can't control my life of what's going on right now, especially the hours I have. But I still want to give everyone my own personal thoughts and opinions and genuine reactions to when these things get revealed. Because there are people out there just like seeing the look on people's faces when they have excitement or disappointment. So yeah, I got the Let's Play out of the way, and I've got the E3 out of the way. Death Battle reactions, of course, are still going to be a must, but one last thing I want to bring up is the potential about this channel going forward in terms of my reactions. I have been thinking about this for a while, about doing reactions for the future. And I don't know if I want to keep going forward with doing these for much longer. It's fun doing this as a hobby, but lately there's a new hobby I want to try and focus on and actually take on my skills that might be more of my focus in the future, and that's trying to do better as a writer. Now, will still try and do reactions, and if I can, on the side. I mean, Death Battle is always easy to do, but there are less and less things for me to react to that isn't, well, heavily copyrighted like TV shows I can do, because that's just a copyright nightmare. But web series like Death Battle is easy to do because most of that stuff is in the fair use, like what they use to put together the episode, and it's mostly fan created content, and I don't normally do a full episode reaction. I just skip to the most important parts, what people like to see is the battle, unless it was a special exception, like that's something I'm really tied to, which is when I normally do a full reaction. And even then I still give the full credit and put the link in the description where it's readily available. Stuff like TV shows and movies I cannot do, can't give links to reactions or to the actual source of it all, and I cannot for the life of me get past the copyright claims and all that, and that's just a risk I don't want to take. The Let's Plays I may want to also do for the future, and I just gotta figure out what other games I want to play, but that will be up to you guys if you still want to see more of those once I'm done with my Final Fantasy 9 Let's Play. And that's the general gist of I wanted to give an update on what's going on lately and why my uploads have been to a snail's pace, with the exception of Death Battle whenever they come out. But that's all I wanted to give up on what's coming up in the future and for the next week. So until then, this has been your Media East. So until next time, take care everyone.